You're actually my second real estate agent I've had on. Are you technically a real estate agent? Is that what you're called? Yeah, okay.
I'm about to be a broker.
Which will be legit. Cool. I want to hear about that too. But
this
is episode 67, 100 podcast. I brought in Norman Williams.
How's it going?
Real estate agent and future broker. You just said. Yeah. So that sounds cool, man. What actually is a broker? Because I always hear that, but I'm like, I don't even know what the difference is.
Yeah, so if you're a real estate agent, you have to be under a broker. The broker is like licensed to actually do the transactions.
Gotcha.
So like right now, I'm with eXp Realty of California. That's who our broker is. Like I have almost no dealings with them other than they manage the files and just make sure everything's reviewed appropriately.
They basically allow it or whatever's going on. Gotcha.
So like once I become a broker, I'll probably still stay with them, but I'll become an associate broker. And then, from there, it's nothing really changes. Like my pay doesn't change or anything. It's just, it kind of gives me more options. Like I could technically start my own brokerage if I wanted to. Mm-hmm. In California, that would be a nightmare because there's just so many like legal aspects to it. And it's just, I don't think it's very cost effective. But I know some people that only want to be their own boss. They don't want to have anything. So a lot of people that become brokers do that so that they don't have to answer to anybody.
Gotcha, I got it. Is there anything that's cost effective in California, bro?
No.
Starting any sort of business or anything? I don't think there's anything that is easy.
Not at all. Here. It's crazy, like seeing like all the different taxes and fees and crap. And like, I didn't realize the other day how many licenses you really need, like to do anything.
Yeah.
It's like me and my grandpa were talking about it because he's selling some land out in Blythe with me right now, and we had to get 3 different licenses in escrow to transfer the water rights, the mineral rights, and the agricultural runoff rights. And I was
really?
I was like, that's just so stupid.
That doesn't even make sense because it's on like one property or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, why would I have to get all these?
Exactly. They just found a way to like squeeze another like $70 for each license out of you.
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
Is there something that you prefer, like working with more? Do you like working with land or like houses or something that's easier for you to sell or something that is more your specialty or?
I was never that person that like got into a specialty by any means. I've always done any deal that comes across. Like I don't ever want to turn anybody down.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And the common complaint about realtors is they don't answer their phone, they don't do their job, and, I wanted to be different when I became a real estate agent, so that was, like, the main thing to me is I want to be able to help everybody that I can, and if I can't legitimately help them, then I'll tell them otherwise, but, like, like right now last week I just had one close in South Palm Springs, in Park Andreas for $855,000, and the next day I had a friend's mobile home right up here in Sky Valley close for $32,000.
That is so cool. That is so legit. Yeah. I like that, man. And so you're helping everybody. Anybody that's kind of you think you can actually help. You're actually do it.
Exactly. Like I got a call the other day for some land up in Joshua Tree, and like I grew up there, so I actually know the area. So like if you look through my like roster of listings right now, it's like a couple land, a couple mobile homes, a couple condos, a couple houses, a couple duplexes, like I've got it all. Like,
a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's I've been very fortunate to like be busy. Realtors fall out after a couple of years, but I'm just continually going up.
How long have you been in real estate and what like how I always like hear people getting into it, but I feel like a lot of people never really get fully into real estate. Yeah. Like what is that step that you have to take to actually like do it full time or like start getting some houses and start actually making some moves?
Yeah, it's really hard. So like I jumped in full time this March 13th will be my 3 years.
Okay.
So I went into it full time like right off the bat because a couple people that I talked to kept saying like if you don't become a full-time agent you'll be a no-time agent.
You're just not. It's not gonna work out.
Yeah. You can't do it part time, and if you're really dedicated to it, it's pretty quick to start making money. Like in reality, where a lot of people fail is they try and juggle too many things, and then they can't prospect for new clients. They can't, they can't follow up accordingly. Like my average response time, like on my CRM, is like less than 8 minutes.
Oh yeah, so
like,
you're getting back to people immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Like even that's if they come in the middle of the night, I still half the time I'll wake up and still respond. Like it's just weird. But yeah, so that's where I see a lot of real estate agents start failing is they can't keep up with everything going on if they're doing it part-time.
Yeah.
So the licensing is super easy. I know a lot of people say that that's super hard, but I mean, it took me 3 weeks to do all the classes online.
I was going to say, I feel like there's a lot of options to get like your license,
It's so
it's like,
fast if you want to.
Yeah, man. I feel, nowadays too with tech and everything, I feel like you can get your license in anything pretty quickly,
Yeah,
if you
sure.
really put your head into it. What got you into real estate? What made you make that move?
I actually always wanted to be in it. Like in high school, I always said I wanted to. And
really?
Everybody was like, "No, that's stupid. Like you're an idiot. Like real estate agents are like used car salesmen and whatever." And I was like, "Okay, maybe you're right." And I kind of took that peer pressure of like, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
And I started going through college.
I think that's mostly people that are just kind of hating because
Yeah,
they're like,
for
you
sure.
you already know what you want, and I don't know what the fuck I want to do. So
nah,
that's not right. It can't be what you like.
Exactly. So I went into the hotel industry. I started as a valet at the Hyatt in Palm Springs, and then kind of did bellman in the meantime, and then I became the guest services coordinator. And then I worked at the JW Marriott, and then I worked at the Esmeralda in Indian Wells, and it just wasn't for me. It was really cool. Like I made good money, but
yeah.
I was like really looking to do something.
It just wasn't like your passion. You just weren't really into it. Got you.
And I was tired of like answering to a boss. That was the other thing. Is like I can't have people tell me what to do because I always do a really good job, and when somebody like doesn't agree with that, it like pisses me off. So I'm like, it should be done like this because that's a more efficient way. And hotels, they're obviously have all their criteria of what they want you to do, so you can't really like break the mold of that, even though there is a better way. So, I started working on getting my real estate license and then quit. And then it was like, full on into real estate. And I think I closed 13 deals my first year.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah.
So that's at least one a month, basically. First year, that's one a month.
Yeah.
A little extra, but obviously like one a month.
Well, that was starting in March. So.
March, damn. So more than one a month.
Exactly. So I was very fortunate, I picked it up really quick. I actually...
Were any of these, like... How'd you get the first deal? Was it just you reaching out, or, like, you posting something, or, like... How'd you get that first deal?
It's really important, as a new real estate agent, to, utilize joining a team. So I started with CUD Properties, or KUD Properties, or however you say it. It's actually CUD Properties, but a lot of people think cut when you say that or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I started with them, and they actually did like Zillow advertising and stuff like that, and so we actually got leads from Zillow, like people registering, and so a lot of my first deals came from that. And as a new agent, your split's less. Like I was like 45-60 or 45-55, and
gotcha.
So they got more than half of my commission, but they also paid for everything. Well, not everything, but that's story for later.
Yeah.
So I was.
Is that you going above and beyond? Like you gotta pay a little bit to make your money,
Exactly. So
I get you.
It was it was good for starting out, and then I just realized like that wasn't for me anymore either. Like I wanted a little bit more independence. So there was this girl I followed on Instagram. Her name was Brandy Pratt, and I was like,
okay.
So I had hit her up one day, and I was just asking her some questions because I was going to become an independent agent and leave the team so that I could like keep more of my commission or whatever. And then her and she's like super open to like trying new things. So her and I kind of like partnered up, and I technically joined her team. And so now we do Google advertising and all that stuff. So it's like constant flow of like on my way here, I think I got like 2 people registered on our website.
Really?
They're like, hey, we need help finding a house. And then the other thing is just a lot of friends and family and whatever.
Do you think Google advertising in that type of way is more efficient than like Zillow?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
So like Zillow's changed their algorithm and like their advertising method to be less exclusive to the agents. So when a lead comes in, like 4 agents get it, and then it's like a mad dash to call.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of, bro? And I don't know. I'm sorry, but that reminds me of my drone photography. Right? I was doing like the Yelp ads or whatever.
Yeah.
And when they would do the like somebody filled out these questions and they send it to like multiple people, bro, that pisses me off, dude. Because I'm like, dude, nobody's gonna get the job, dude. Like. Now you're making 7 people compete, dude. And what are we gonna do? Charge them $12 to do a whole photography session, bro? Exactly. Like, no way, man. Like, I get what you're saying. That was the worst. I even told them because they tried to call me to do ads again. I was like, honestly, it just doesn't work, dude. Like, your guys' ads are not like it looks worse. Like, if my shit is posted on the ad for Yelp or whatever, I always skip that place. Like, even when I'm on Yelp, I'm like, you're not picking that one. I'm gonna go to the actual rated, you know?
Exactly. I do the same thing. Like. Which is funny because, like, even on Google, I do that. I skip the first couple, but I'm like, it works for us, like, getting leads.
Yeah, because some people, they go to it, but it just depends also on, like, your stars, your ratings, and all that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you think Google's a little more efficient than Zillow?
It's more controllable, too. So, like, knowing how pay-per-click works and, like, doing the algorithms to put yourself
So are you looking deep into your analytics and everything? Like, are you full on? So how'd you learn that? Yourself?
Just like, as I went, you can look up, like, Google Analytics and see, like, what the most searched for terms are, and then, like, circling back to, like, areas you want to work in. Like, one of our, main things is, like, Rancho Mirage real estate, and, we're able to, hone in on which AdWords are going to bring us the most, like, return on investment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's key because, being in a mostly second home market, which that's shifting too, back to, more full-time people as all these riots and shutdowns and shit are happening.
That's what I'm saying, man. Do you think the market is gonna, where do you think the market's gonna go? Especially after, like, let's say maybe not right after the election, let's say like a year, maybe like 2 years. Where do you think the market's gonna be at?
There's 2 different thoughts on this depending on who wins. The stock market and the housing market highly favor Trump winning, and that's just fact. Like, the economy is based on being the most optimistic on him winning.
Yeah.
Not necessarily everything else, but the economy people feel are going to be stronger under him.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies like Lennar Homes, Beazer Homes, and D.R. Horton, they're investing a lot of money in the desert right now to continue building new houses wherever they can because they're thinking the housing market's going to be strong for the next like 2-3 years and have good appreciation. So the other thought is, if Biden wins, it's just going to slow slightly because he plans on, altering the Federal Reserve a little bit and bumping up interest rates again. And that's been what, like our market's been insane. Like I had somebody get a 2.25 interest rate the other day on a home out in Indio, and he put like $2,200 down.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
dude, I need to after this podcast we need to talk because I have more than $2,200 to get a place and I have pretty good credit and I think I do okay. So we'll talk after this, but that's crazy.
Yeah. So, that low interest rate, the people that are still working right now, I know a lot of people are having a hard time, but there's a lot of people.
What do you think about Yucca and Joshua Tree?
Oh man, it's crazy.
I think that Yucca is like my favorite spot for some reason. I don't know why, but I think it's gonna I think it's got potential, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It between the national park getting more and more popular, like every year for the last like 10 years, it's like doubled in attendance to the park. So like, 10 years ago it was like 700,000 people went, and then the next year it was like 1.2 million, and then now they're up to like 7-8 million visitors a year.
Shit. Damn, man. And then you said you grew up in that area, right?
Yeah, I went to Yucca Valley High School. I lived in Morongo Valley, which was a cool spot. Yeah,
Morongo Valley's a little like kind of like nothing there, right? It's a little
it's gotten a little weird over the last few years, like a little tweaker-ish, I would say.
Got you.
But it's still a super cool spot.
So do you think now would be the time to buy? Or do you think wait till after the election, see what happens? And then let's say you are a first time buyer. What are like is FHA right? Is that the way to go, or should you try to not go that way and try to like get just a regular?
It depends on your exact situation. So, I see a lot of people do 3% conventional loans if they have a high enough credit score, because it saves you, some of the FHA fees. Like when you look at an FHA loan, you're going to pay 3.5% down. There's going to be, some form of fees in there for using the FHA program.
Gotcha.
And then if you have a high enough credit score, chances are you can get a 3% conventional, you can get a better interest rate. It's, it depends on the person.
Because FHA, it basically helps you in the front end, right?
Yeah.
And then in the back end, it's kind of...
Yeah, a lot of it gets baked into, like, the payment and, like, yeah.
Got you. So what are your steps? If you're a first-time home buyer, what are your steps if you're looking at buying a place? What should you do?
If you're familiar with, like, the area you want to be in, then the first step is to get pre-approved. Right now, a lot of people won't even let you go see a house without being pre-approved because of COVID.
Gotcha,
so
yeah.
You're not even allowed through the door. Before, like when we were allowed to just go see stuff and there was actually stuff on the market, because our inventory is horrible right now, I would take people out, like, if they weren't familiar with the area, and say, like, hey, like, do you like this area? Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage, and, like, we'd go across the valley, and then
just kind of drive around and check it out. Gotcha.
And I thought that was really important, because a lot of people think Palm Springs, but in reality, they want to be in, like, La Quinta.
Yeah,
They just think everything's Palm Springs, and they call and they're like, oh, we want to be in Palm Springs, we want a 4-bedroom house on an acre, and I'm like, well, that's like Indio.
Well, you're not gonna find that in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
How much you trying to spend?
Yeah, exactly. Our budget's $200,000. I'm like, you're gonna be better off in Nebraska.
Yeah. You're in California? Yeah, you sure? Shit, you're gonna have to go find yucca, and it's getting pretty slim over there. I don't know. You better find a place quick.
Right.
Oh man. How? And this is just because of this current climate we're in, and I know there's a lot of people that are on unemployment. How does that fuck with you if you're gonna try to get a house? Because I feel like there's a shitload of people on unemployment.
Yeah.
And maybe a lot of people that are on unemployment that aren't really unemployed. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lenders have really like tightened up their rules. That's why I don't think there's going to be like another housing market crash like we saw in 2008, because it's still super hard to get a loan.
Gotcha. It's not like just open to everybody.
So they verify employment 3 times now through the lending process. So they do it when it gets sent to underwriting, when it gets out of underwriting, and then they verify it before closing. So those 3 times, I just had one. She worked for the airlines, and she found out she was getting furloughed when they called to verify employment. She didn't even know. She was like literally losing her job.
Oh shit.
So, if she would have been on an unemployment or something, they would have just said no. So anybody that's on it, technically speaking, can't get a loan. I don't even know if there's a way around it, to be honest.
What about, is there like a certain period after you get off of it that you should wait until it's like, all right, now I can try to get pre-approved? And
it depends on the loan you're getting, but to the best of my knowledge, it's like 2 months of pay stubs.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's not like a horrible. That's not. I used to hear like way back in the day, man, it's like years. Like you need to have like a year, 2 years of employment. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, if you're self-employed, they will ask for that.
That makes sense, yeah.
Which sucks, because, like, you think buying a house as a real estate agent would be easy, but it's, like, the exact opposite.
Yeah, like, because you're working for yourself, yeah.
So it's like, they want to see taxes and all this other stuff. I'm like,
damn. Oh, man. You're like, dude.
I only paid $750 in taxes.
So, are you a homeowner, and are you into investing like yourself? Like, do you have any homes that you have on Airbnb, anything crazy like that?
Me and my girlfriend have one. It's actually more so hers. It's actually all hers. But we have an Airbnb in Joshua Tree. And then I have a house in Coachella Valley. It was the house I grew up in. I got it from my parents when they moved. So I got a sweet deal on it because I knew the owner.
Got a sweet deal on it. That's so funny, man.
So we're actually going to probably tear that down soon because it's pretty old and beat up. Me and my brother did a number on it.
You're going to rebuild that thing or what?
We're going to put probably like a container home up there.
I like that style.
Yeah. And we're on 5 acres at the end of a dirt road up on top of a hill.
Oh,
so
shit.
It'll be a really cool Airbnb.
How much... is it hard to get... Like, because I think a lot of people don't really look too deep into it. Is it hard for you to build your own home? Like, is it as hard as people make it seem? Permitting?
Yes and no. It's a pretty long process, and you can usually expect to spend quite a bit extra than you had planned. The good way around that is having a good general contractor that like actually works.
Yeah.
So, the brokerage I worked for before, they built a bunch of homes in Palm Springs, Palm Desert, and Joshua Tree, and it's really just like Joshua Tree, their inspector office is only open 1 day a week. So like if you finish something on like Tuesday and he needs to come out to and do the inspection, you're like, okay, cool. But that Wednesday, if you say you finish it that day, well, you have to wait until next Wednesday to continue on with the process. Jeez. So that's like 7 days you're sitting there, like, money coming out of your pocket and whatever else.
Is there any reason for that? Them being open one? Is it because they're not that busy?
It's county land, so like the county's in charge of everything, and San Bernardino County, I think, is like the largest county in the United States.
Oh,
so
really?
They just don't have the resources to deal with stuff out in BFE. They've got like one guy that'll come do it, like he's just rolling up in his little Prius.
Yeah, what? For real, so I'm just like driving from hours away, like, fuck this place. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here for today, but whatever. You better hurry up and get your shit done. I'm leaving right at 3. I'm leaving at 3 on the 2:55, actually. I'm out a couple minutes early.
He's all pissed because his hubcaps fell off on the dirt road.
That's so funny, man. What, I've honestly never even been to Joshua Tree. Like, is there shit out there? Or is it just strictly
It's like a lot of nothing, which is what makes it cool. And, like, that's something that people go to see.
Yeah. But, like, can you have internet over there?
Oh, dude, they have such good internet up there. I was shocked. When we got it installed at the Airbnb, I was like, we have dog shit internet in La Quinta. And
wait, it's good.
It's like good.
Dude, that is a sketch. That's been the sketchiest part of me moving away. I'm like, dude, because I want to do like my podcast shit. I'm like, dude, I don't know if the internet would be good enough for me to do anything I do. It's like, all right.
We have 400, like the best one that they offer from Spectrum up there. It's like 400 down, like 50 up. So it'll do.
That's not bad, man. Yeah. I saw on your Instagram too. You're into cars. Are you a big car guy? I saw your Tesla out there, bro. Are you a Tesla guy?
I am now.
What do you like it?
Oh, it's so cool.
Is it the Model 3?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want a Tesla. I was talking to my parents because I technically have 2 cars in my name. I shouldn't have 2 cars in my name, but it's a long story that I will talk about off air. But I'm trying to sell one. Well, I'm going to end up trying to sell both. But one is almost paid off. I'm about to sell it. And then once I sell it, I have just my truck. And once I sell that thing, dude, I am getting a Model 3. Like, that is my goal. Is that your favorite car you've had so far?
Yeah, for sure. I've been through 6 cars now. I had a Jetta, was my first car. Then I got a Passat. Then I got an Audi S4. Then I had a Honda Accord, which I just sold for so 5. I've had 5 cars.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and, it's by far the best car. And it's not that expensive. Like,
that's what it's really not, right? And then how is like the mileage basically? Like are you ever like fucking on, E or whatever you call it on when your power? I don't know.
The other day I was like a little scared. I was coming back from 29 Palms. I drove it all the way up there.
Okay.
And then I was coming back down and I got all the way to like the 10 freeway at 62. And I was like, fuck, I forgot to check my mail. Because I have a post office box in Moraga Valley.
Okay.
So I turned around, drove all the way back up. And I turned around, the grade was closed because of a car accident, so I really screwed myself there. So it started getting a little...
You had a few things going on, so it just kind of added to it. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so I, like, coasted back into La Quinta and, like, pulled into the house, and it was, like, 10 miles left to range. You have the self-driving, right? No. They all come with autopilot, but like the full self-driving is like an additional.
Oh, you're like, no, I'm not fucking with that.
It's $10,000. I'm like, I'm just waiting for that thing to crash somebody into like a wall or something.
I know, dude. I'm like, if I get one though, I'm paying that extra 10, dude. I had my buddy, he got one, and he's like, dude, I got it, dude, and I went to the Dodger game and I didn't even drive. I was like, oh my god, dude.
Right.
Oh man, it's so cool, man. You think Tesla is like, you think that's gonna be? I feel like that might be the biggest car brand by like, I don't know, within the next 20, 30 years probably.
It pretty much already is. Like,
is it?
They've been the number one selling car in the United States for like the last like 5 or 6 quarters or something.
Really?
Yeah, they've been outselling like the Camry, the Accord, like all sorts of stuff.
Shit, and then their stock price is just fucking ridiculous.
Right?
I was in it. I was in Tesla 2-3 years ago, dude. I was in the stock and I was like, I got scared. I was like, I gotta sell it. Yeah, I gotta. I'm such a weenie when it comes to the stock market, bro. I'm such a bitch. I'm like, I'm the worst, bro. I'm the worst. I'm like, if I go up like 2%, I'm like, I'm out. If it goes down like fucking $1, I'm like, I'm out. You know, and it's
I'm losing money here.
Yeah, dude, it's the worst. And then seeing that shit just. And I've been in a couple, dude. I've been in a couple stocks that flew after. You even like Workhorse. Have you ever heard of Workhorse? Mm-hmm. No, you're in the stock market at all? You ever fuck with that shit?
Yeah, I am actually.
Okay, Workhorse.
Not crazy though.
Another electric vehicle company, man. And they one time Trump mentioned it. Like one time, like when he first became president or something, in like a press conference, and that shit flew like 4,000% or something in one day, and that thing went from like $1, like $2 to now it's like $22 a share, and that was within a year, you know. And it's just, I never hold on to these stocks that I was in, man, and it make it. I'm almost done with the stock market. I think I might be done with it because it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Are you an investor, or are you a trader?
I just put money in and like forget about it, and then I go look back at it like a year later, and I'm like, wow.
I made some money. That's good.
This was smart.
What are some stock shits? Are you just blue chip stocks?
Well, let's look. I have like the
let's do it. What do you use?
I actually use Stash now. I used like the...
Oh, I got you. So you're really not even really fucking with it too much. You're like, you just put your money away and you're like...
Yeah, because I was using Chase to invest for a long time, but like they kept sending me emails and I was like, this is annoying. Like, I don't want to see how it's working each day.
Got you.
So I started using Stash because it was free. Like, because I'm like just putting the money in. I didn't want to... So I got like Tesla, Apple, Coca-Cola, Activision, Blizzard, Sherwin-Williams Paint, Block, which is like for... What is this? I don't even know what it is. Mm-hmm. Blockchain stuff.
Oh, some cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Shit.
Costco, 3M.
Oh, you got some good brands though, or like good businesses.
Yeah, and then like quite a few like mutual funds, like a dividend yielding one that's cool, so it just pays me every month.
Yeah, I like that shit. I need to look deeper in that because a lot of people talk about mutual funds, and obviously like any sort of stock with a dividend is like, that's money, man. If it's a good stock.
Yeah, like I think I did the calculation like a month ago. If you put in like $100-something thousand into Coca-Cola, like you'll make a few $1,000s a year, and it's like, you know, can't beat that. They haven't not paid a dividend in the last like 100 years.
You're like, this is money. It's easy money.
It's like, I'm not smart enough to like start a business, so I might as well like, you know, just give this other business that's good at running a business money and they'll pay me.
Oh
like,
my god, I know, dude. Starting a business is so hard, bro. And so, real estate agent, that's like starting your own business almost, man. That's
it pretty much is.
Did you ever experience any sort of like stage fright type feeling, like when you like had to like try to sell a home, or like you're bringing somebody into like a house, or you know, like talking to like in the beginning, or was it just like you just?
There's a lot of specifics, you know, that you get asked, and like people ask you like the most random questions ever, and so I think like the beginning when you don't know a lot of, you can't talk.
I got you. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like my hard thing was like finishes and houses. They'd walk in and be like, "Oh, is this Korean?" I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck that is."
You're like, bro.
Oh my god! But like now I do, so it's like a lot better. But finishes was always my hard point. Like they'd come in and be like, "Oh my gosh, we love the, you know, the smooth coat drywall," and they're like, "How much do you think that costs?" And I'm like, I don't know. I still have holes in my drywall at home. Like
I'm not an interior designer at all.
Yeah, so that was my hard part. As far as like deal points, like comps and neighborhoods and stuff, like that's all just research that you do before every showing, and then you get to a point where you just kind of know it offhand. Like
you've done a few where it's like, I already kind of have my.
There was, I mean, like sometimes I can go on appointments in Palm Springs and like know all the active listings in the neighborhood without even actually having to look it up. Like I'll just know that they're there.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's kind of legit. That's kind of crazy. What? Since you're around I'm pretty sure you got to be driving around the valley all the time, right? Like you're kind of just everywhere. What are some like hidden gems of the valley? What are some like spots that people don't really know about that are like pretty cool or pretty interesting?
My favorite one, like where I would ultimately love to live, is Rancho Mirage in like the Tamarisk area. So it's right over like in between Frank Sinatra, Gerald Ford. What was that, Duvall or whatever?
Yeah.
And then I guess the next one would be Bob Hope. So everything in that little square right there. So Tamarisk Country Club, and then that's like the coolest area ever. There's so much like cool history right there, and cool condos, cool houses. It's pretty expensive, but
just like nice style and everything, or what? Just
it's like mostly all mid-century houses. There was one that I went and looked at one day, and the house right next door was Harpo Marx's old house. And then
who's Harpo Marx?
One of the Marx brothers, like an old comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I wish I fucking would know, because I'm into all the new comedians. I'm into like Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn.
I love Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's my guy, man. This is why I started this podcast, listening to Joe Rogan all the time. I was like, fuck it, I want to just bullshit and talk to people, you know? Like,
that's all I do is listen to Joe Rogan. That's all that's been on my car since I got it. People need to fucking listen to the last couple episodes, because they're wild, dude. The guy I'm talking about, Social Dilemma. That's what I'm listening to right now.
Dude, wild, bro. I just finished it. And Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Wild, bro. Like, I told my dad, I was like, my dad doesn't even listen to Joe Rogan, really. And I was like, Dad, listen to Joe Rogan with Alex Jones, dude. Because my dad's a real conspiracy, like, real weirdo. And I'm like, dude, listen to that shit. You'll like it.
Yeah.
And he listened, and now I've caught him. Like, I've walked into the house a few times, and he's been listening to Joe Rogan. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. I hooked you, bro.
But, dude, he's, like, crazy to listen to. Alex Jones, I've always, like, liked listening to him, because it's, like, he just gets you thinking. Like, even though I think he's, like, probably clinically insane.
He's a little psycho. Yeah, like, he's a little crazy.
Yeah, he's, like, way over the top. But, like, I like listening to people that, like, provoke thought, you know? Like,
yes.
Like, Joe Rogan, like, you never know, like, what his opinion actually is, which is super cool. And he'll talk to anybody and everybody. And the thing that I realized is all these people that are made out to be actually crazy, like the Kanye West one, dude, I have like a way bigger respect now for Kanye than I did.
Yeah,
like,
I was kind of crazy what he was talking about. I was like, damn, this was really thinking deep.
Yeah, he's just got a different head on his shoulders than most of us, you know? Like, he's not... He's a little insane, but like...
Yeah, some of his shit, he's like, I'm the most successful person I know. I was like, oh, you can't say that, Kanye, but okay, we'll keep going.
You don't know the right people, Kanye.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all right, bro.
Yeah, but, you know, like, that's always... I don't know.
It's just that he brings on anybody and everybody, man. That's what I love about it, and like you said, it just makes people that seem crazy or seem a little off, or even Miley Cyrus, dude. Yeah. Miley Cyrus on, I was like, she sounds pretty normal, you know? Like, she sounds not as crazy as the tabloids make her out to be, you know? Like, fuck. And, dude, like, I don't know. I love listening to that shit. I was even thinking on my way to here today, on my way to the podcast, like, man, I was like, we got two pretty like shitty candidates for president. I was like, we
it's
really
horrible.
we really need to think what our choices, what we want, 4 years from now. I was like, we really need somebody. We need to not go left or right. We need to go for somebody that's in the middle. And I think the best person that would be Joe Rogan, dude.
Right?
I think he's middle. I think he talks to anybody. Everybody gives everybody a platform, and that's the president I want. I want a guy that's like, bro, I don't lean on either side. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I am just a fucking guy that
and I think
wants to get better.
That's what we were, I think, hoping that Trump would be.
That's what we were hoping a little bit.
He's
not the devil like everybody makes him out to be,
exactly.
but he's not fucking killing the game either.
Exactly. And then you look at the Democrat side and that whole roster of people that were running for president, and they came out with Joe Biden. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he's the best you guys have to choose from? Like, there are so many awesome people that are on the Democrat Party. And, I think the main thing is, you can't have somebody that's too far one way.
Yeah.
Because then literally half the country doesn't agree and they're pissed. And it's like, my parents live in South Dakota and their way of life is like hunting, fishing.
It's not California.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not like here.
And they're scared to death of the thought of Joe Biden becoming president because all of their livelihood from oil to agriculture to everything is like they're actively talking about it up there. They're like, we're fucked. That's their thought.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't necessarily think that here, but it's like, I can see how it's so polarizing, because to us it's like, this sucks either way. But like to them, their way of life is so affected one way, they think.
Exactly. It might not be at all. And that's kind of what I think too is on top of all of this is the president really, we kind of really make our own life. So we can sit here and we can think whoever's gonna fuck us and whatever. Yeah. They might change the taxes, they might increase taxes, take more of our money or whatever. But in reality, we kind of make our own life, and money or whatever doesn't make your life happy. It does make it easier.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
Right.
But you still got to make your own shit. So
yeah, that I couldn't have said that better because people really don't realize my life is not any different than it was under Obama. I was a kid when George Bush was president.
Yeah,
I mean, he probably wasn't that great either, but I go to my grandpa a lot for advice, and he says that one of the best times in history that he can remember was Bill Clinton as president.
I hear that from a lot of people.
Yeah, and people make him out like he sucked, and it's like, you really think about it though, and it's like, all of our lives have been pretty good forever. Like you said, nothing is actually affected for the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
Except when people hate you for voting one way or whatever.
That's something I even posted on my Instagram. I was like, when your friend or even somebody you don't know, when they vote for the other person and you don't talk to them or you don't like them because of that, you're kind of retarded, bro. Because half of the country is voting for the other person, dude. Yeah. It's like, what is the vote? 51 to 49% or 52 to 48? Usually when it comes down to the vote or whatever. So it's like, bro, it's 50-50. You have two choices. That's on us. We left two shitty choices. It's not really.
And I think the thing that sucks is people aren't voting for one because they agree wholeheartedly with one person. They're voting because the things that they hold dear are I know everybody that owns a business, they're like, fuck, we really like Biden, but we kind of like the low taxes. My one buddy's been able to hire 5 people.
A lot of people with businesses, man, that are making any sort of 6 figures are basically fucking Biden is scaring the fuck out of me.
Exactly. And it's that's something that a president does affect is your taxes or whatever. So their thought of having more regulation and more fees and more taxes, that scares people. And that's enough to, alter your life.
Yeah, exactly. Especially for a business owner,
Exactly.
Because they're dealing with a lot more, and they got a lot more, I feel even responsibility, because a lot of business owners have multiple employees. They got, they're dealing with a lot more than just you. You're not just working for yourself, working for somebody.
Well, especially in California, because if you, fuck up and do the wrong thing and lay them off wrong or something, you're responsible for still paying them, It's
it's just so...
So it's you don't want to bring people on and then be responsible for them if you can't keep them going. So,
I think we've gotten so far one way. We need to kind of like even it out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I think people need to just kind of like chill out and go. That's what I really think. Like, just chill out, really. Like, not even even it out. Just, bro, like, focus on what you can control.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy what you enjoy. Like, you know, your life or whatever. And just, why are we all acting like we hate each other? Like, fuck, just 10 years ago, everybody was fine.
Yeah.
Half my friends are black, dude. So it's like, bro, like, can we all just, like, chill out a little bit, you know? And just, like, get back to just, like, fuck, let's just live life, dude. Like, I got kids and shit, dude. I don't want to feel like we're going into civil war if somebody wins, you know? Like,
I'm scared to death. Like, I make sure, like, Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm like, no appointments, I'm staying home.
No appointments. The gun's cocked and ready to go. This is purge, baby.
Right?
Dude, I know. That's how I feel too. I'm like, bro, I really just want it to be over. I just want whoever wins, whoever loses, and just call it a day. And just get back to life, dude. Like, it's about to be snowboard season for me, so I'm ready to just go snowboarding. That's all I'm waiting about, man.
I feel it, yeah. I see it a lot in real estate. People are like, oh, we're going to wait until after the election and stuff like that. And I'm like, fair enough. But, like, at the same time, like, if you can, what's going to change, you know, to where you're going to do it or not do it based on that. And
how do you feel about, if you didn't live in California, is there, like, have you ever thought about leaving the state?
Yeah, I've actually thought about it a lot. I have a lot of friends that live in Texas, like in Frisco, McKinney area, like North Dallas.
Okay.
And I would love to go there. Otherwise, my brother's stationed in Nevada at Nellis Air Force Base, and he's going to be there for probably a long time. So, you know, me and my brother are like best friends. So it'd be cool to like, you know, move there, and then that way we could still be hanging out all the time. I go to Vegas probably once a month just to see him. Because he's been on lockdown. He hasn't been allowed to come to California.
Yeah, so you're like, fuck, I gotta go.
Yeah, so I've been the one making the trips out to see him, and which has been super cool. I mean, it's a good excuse to go to Vegas.
I haven't even been to Vegas since I was an adult, so yeah, I don't know. But I do hear Vegas is actually a nice area. Like Nevada, Vegas areas, if you're not on the Strip all the time, you know. And then Texas I hear about too, so... I've thought about Texas. The only thing that keeps me from leaving California is we have everything here.
Yeah.
You know, like we have everything. You got the ocean, you got mountains, you got...
And we're in a cool spot because we're kind of like an hour to 2 hours away from everything.
Yeah.
So it's like river, beach, mountains, like
everything's here.
Yeah, it's right there.
And that's why I hate on this place, and then I think about it, and I'm like, Jesus, bro, if I left this place... I moved to Arizona. I actually did like Arizona, though. I lived in like pretty close to Phoenix. I lived in Mesa.
Okay.
And like that was nice, living kind of by a big city. It was cool driving, even like because I was like an Oakley brand ambassador, so I just go to different stores checking all their Oakley, you know, whatever displays and all that. And it was cool, man, driving through the fucking big city to work and shit. Like that was nice. So I just felt like there's a lot of potential. So that was the one thing I did like about living in a kind of a big city, but. I don't know, man. This valley, I don't know. There's something about it. I do love this valley, but then again, I do hate it sometimes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The other place I would go maybe is South Dakota, just because, like, my parents live there, and, you know, all my family's from there. So
South Dakota, that is too fucking much for me, buddy. I don't know.
It's like
dude.
negative 20 right now.
Yeah, dude, I don't know about that living. I have some family that live in, like, kind of like Salinas area. Like Salinas, California, like they're kind of like central, northern California kind of, but they're like in the mountains. They don't live in like a city. They live basically out in the mountains. They go like boar hunting and shit. Like I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It's like the same difference of living in South Dakota.
Yeah, exactly. I got to visit him. Like, dude, we're eating like wild boar, and I'm like, Jesus, this is a little wild, but I kind of like it, you know.
Right.
You know, taking me back to my old days, my redneck style. They have like a little I have like a couple acres, dude. I have like a couple aunts, a couple uncles. It's like a little cult over there. They have like a mountain to themselves with a couple acres. Yeah, it's weird, bro, but it's cool, man. It's fun going out there. It's fun. I think people don't realize either because a lot of people are stuck on their phone all the time. Like, bro, you gotta get out and like see nature a little bit because
it's healthy for you. Like people don't realize like walking around in the woods and stuff like makes you happy. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Gets things flowing.
Yeah, walking around the woods on shrooms makes you real happy. I just get it, man. Or scared, especially Halloween. That shit might be a little scary on Halloween.
Right.
Man, but where can people find you, bro? On Instagram, social media? Drop your social media so I can, if they want to reach out for a house or something.
Cool. My Instagram is Norman, the Pratt Group. And then Facebook, Norman Williams.
All right, and then what about what's your guys' website, your real estate?
So we have two. One of them's theprattgroup.com, and then the other one is brandyprattrealestate.com.
Gotcha.
So theprattgroup.com is getting built right now, so we're still using the old one, which is the brandyprattrealestate.com. That's actually the one where people like register all the time. So that's cool. And then
Damn, so you kind of just went in there and just you just like became her partner out of nowhere or what?
Yeah, it was like weird because I was asking her, I was like, hey, how do you like being with EXP? Because I knew they were like a good brokerage to be with, like if you're an independent agent. And we just got to talking and we were like, she was like, oh yeah, like, you know, join my team, we'll work together and we'll do that. And so now it's me and her, and then Katie is the transaction coordinator. So she does like all of the paperwork and, you know, pretty much everything involved, like logistics wise of the deal. And then Jessica just started with us and she's great. She's been an agent for like 8 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so she's really good. And then Brandy's husband Dave works with us too. So he's doing great. He just started not too long ago. So
damn, it seems like you guys just went in all the way. Yeah.
It was crazy because, like, you know, at the old brokerage, I was like, you know, I was doing well, but not as well as I'm doing now. And it's been nice to have like a really, like, the culture is all about success, you know, and like pushing each other to like do better. And
it's crazy how much that'll change you, you know, like how much just like you walk into your job and if it like the culture's right, you know, like even the vibes are right, people are like trying to get better, like you'll get better. If people fucking hate it, you'll fucking hate it. You'll be like, fuck this place, you know? Yeah.
But I think the other thing too is that not everybody that says they want the best for you actually wants the best for you.
Facts.
And that was something I learned pretty quick.
Yeah, and they might be the closest person to you.
Yeah.
You might think, damn, this person's my best friend or my whatever, and bro.
Yeah, and you see that a lot in real estate because, you know, as soon as somebody's money gets involved is when they start, you know, being a little sketch. And, you know, that's the one thing that we're all really, like, proud of is that we all want each other to succeed. Like, we're always looking for new agents, too. Like,
yeah.
And, you know, that's the big thing is, like, we want to see everybody that comes on our team succeed and, like, do really well. And, you know, every other brokerage will say that, but, you know, it's not.
And that's what's crazy too, though, is wanting everybody to succeed. That is like that's a conscious choice, you know, because like it's very easy to be jealous. It's very easy to be like, he did this, but fuck him, you know, or whatever. Or like, you know, like you just think like, oh, I could have done it better. I could have made an extra $1, whatever, you know, people think. But it's like you gotta really just be happy for people, and that's a conscious choice every day to be like, I'm just happy they're doing good. I'm happy you're doing well. I'm happy you're doing well. Because bro, why even hate on other people? And a lot of people do that. A lot of people are just fucking. They want you to do good, but not as well as them. You
exactly. Know? It's crazy. Like, there's enough to go around for everybody. If everybody's like actually working, there's plenty of work for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like the people that are jealous are the ones that like, at least in real estate, the ones that are jealous are the ones that like don't want to work, but still want everything to come to them. Mm-hmm. Or they're just greedy.
Yeah, and that happens, and then that's how I even feel on like this YouTube, you know, YouTube channel, whatever. Like, I've almost 200 subscribers on YouTube, which is like, I think it's alright. It's decent for YouTube. YouTube's hard, I feel like, to get subscribers, especially when I'm not advertising or anything like that. Yeah. But it's like I have like almost 1,000 people on Instagram. It's like, bro, all I gotta do is hit a button to subscribe. You don't even pay shit, dude. Yeah. You know, like
it's free to support me.
Yeah, dude. Like I can support you back. I'll subscribe back, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. People just feel like it kills their rep or something if they subscribe to somebody's shit.
It's so weird how people are so not forthcoming with, like being helpful.
Especially with people they know, Yeah. If they don't know you, they'll subscribe to your shit, they'll comment on your shit. They know you. They're like, it's not that good.
Yeah.
I can't watch it,
I see that a lot, like, with my friends and stuff. Like, there's the occasional friend that, like, won't use me as an agent. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I thought I kick it with you, bro.
Yeah,
Why did you
we were friends?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And that's what I guess you gotta just let it go, I just try to let it go and just, some people just are just gonna be haters, and it is what it is.
Exactly.
And you just gotta give out the good vibes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's, we live a very short life in the grand scheme, and it's, thinking about it, you're like, you can't let little stuff like that bother you. And,
yeah, man.
If somebody else wants to be unhappy their whole life, that's more power to them,
Exactly, yeah. If they want to hate on me, that means I'm doing something good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Shout out. 100 Podcast, Norman Williams. This is episode 67. We made it. I think we're at 45 to an hour. Ooh, almost an hour. Shout out.
Nice.
Episode 67.